What's up, everyone, and welcome back to this week's episode of Setsumei Show. This week, we're going to talk about Area 88, or better known to the West as UN Squadron. This is an awesome side-scrolling shooter, especially if you were a boy who grew up in the 80s and fell in love with Top Gun, more specifically the F-14 Tomcat. That jet is actually featured in this game along with other fighter jets. If you didn't already know, Area 88 is a Japanese manga written by Kaoru Shintani, and it ran from 1979 to about 1986, I believe. And when it came over to the West, they took a lot of the story out. So in this instruction manual, you'll get a little more background about the story and actually some of the characters too, or the three main characters. All right, let's open it up and take a look. All right, and here is the cover of the manual, and it's just like the box. It is different from the one in the West. Both are pretty awesome. I like both of them. Let's open it up. And more artwork on the inside. The West version has no artwork whatsoever. Just like Final Fight, we didn't get that much artwork. We didn't get any. So yeah, if you haven't checked out my Final Fight video, go ahead and check that one now. I'll put a card right here. And here is the story, and it goes. The kingdom of Aslan is divided into government and rebel forces, and a fierce civil war continues. Taking advantage of this civil war, Project 4, a weapons merchant organization that plans to acquire the world, has appeared. And here it says, after the end of the Civil War, the Area 88 Foreign Legion, which was fighting for the Aslan government army, re-emerged as the independent military branch Area 88 to defeat Project 4. And let's see, let's go through this. What does this say? It says, from now on, the rebels will be under the command of Project 4. And then here he's saying, this is an order. The Area 88 Foreign Legion will commence an attack on P4. P4 is Project 4, starting now. Here they're saying, as I've expected. That's right. Like, that's soudane. Or soudana. Soudana is like, it's kind of like an agreement. And here he's saying it's a reasonable line of action. And soki hoho, so method of operation, or just how to play. And how to start the game. That unicorn, that is such an awesome logo. I love that logo. With the animated flaming head of the unicorn. That's so awesome. Nice screenshots. And the screen explanation. Gamen no migata. Alright, option mode. You can change the level. Control pad from using the special weapons. Change the sound. Okay, now let's get into the missions. It says mission kosei. Kosei, what is kosei? Kosei is like a composition. I would just probably say mission briefing. So here it says there are individual fixed and mobile targets. If you clear the fixed target, those triangles, the attackable area will expand. So there is like a shadow. So if you clear out one of these, then it's going to expand more. Here it says, if you don't attack the moving targets, it will approach the base in Area 80. It will approach the base towards Area 88 and launch an attack. In this case, you will be forced to select that target. Players are free to choose missions within the attackable area. There. Again, they never explain this in the West version. This is so helpful. And this too. So choosing your missions. Here we're talking about the fixed targets. These are places where the important forces of Project 4 are located. There are predetermined targets of anti-ground and anti-aircraft forces. Make it a point to plan which fighter you buy. And here, these are mobile targets. Project 4 forces sent towards the Area 88 base to destroy it. And the supply units that transport supplies to a fixed target. And here we get the character introductions, and we have Shin Kazama. He's from Japan, or he's Japanese. And he boasts the highest number of enemies shot down in Area 88. His talent as a pilot is strong, and his level rises faster than Mickey and Greg. When they're talking about the level, they're talking about... Where is that? They're talking about this. And the level is the strength of your Vulcan cannon, which is the default cannon, not the special weapons. And it says it's recommended for those who want to enjoy leveling up faster. And here we have Mickey Simon, and he's a former U.S. Navy elite pilot. He is a man who returned home from the Vietnam War, but returned to the battlefield without thinking twice. He can use more special weapons than Shin and Greg. In yellow, it says he's recommended for those who want to shoot down enemies with a bang from special weapons. Bam, bam. Bam, bam is bang. It's an onomatopoeia. And here's Greg. Greg Cates. He's from Denmark. And here it says, a former Europe mercenary. He is Area 88's third best pilot. Compared to Shin and Mickey, he recovers faster and has a shorter danger state. And here in yellow, recommended for those who aren't good at evading or take damage easily. Basically, if you suck, you should choose Greg. And that was me. All right, next we have the items. And you can collect these on the screen. These are nice little drawings here. I love these. It's nice to know what you're picking up and what effects it has. The level up. This is level up for 1. And then it says level up, you get 3. And life. This is if your energy meter is low. You can get that. Bring your energy back. Here, this adds more sub-weapons or your special weapons. And here, this is really interesting. I've always wondered what this was, this pinwheel. And I finally looked it up, and it's called it says Yahichi, but I think it's Yashichi. And what it comes from a Japanese drama called Mito Komon. And there is a character in this drama who is a ninja, and he carries around a pinwheel everywhere he goes. And sometimes he uses it as like a kunai or a shuriken. So that's where the original thing comes from. And here, Mobi-chan. I didn't know who Mobi-chan was before this. And so when I researched, it is actually from a game called Sidearms, which you may or may not have heard, and it's also by Capcom. This is an SD version of the mech, or the mobile armored mobile. So Mobi is short for Mobiru. SD stands for super deformed. Nowadays people call it chibi. But when I was growing up watching anime, SD was super deformed. And here we have the unicorn. And the unicorn is obviously from the logo. And you get a barrier around your ship, and it's good for 3 hits. And Mobi-chan, he does the Mega Crush, where it like obliterates all the enemies and their bullets. And the Yashichi gives you an extra life. Cool stuff. I like the drawings. Here, this is awesome. I love these drawings here, right? All the jets. They did have the explanations in the West, but they didn't have these pictures. Now, I'm gonna quickly go through these. And first off, we have the Crusader, the F8 Crusader, which was made by Vought Aviation. Here's the F20 Tiger Shark. That was made by Northrop. The F14 Tomcat, made by Grumman. The A10 Thunderbolt, made by Fairchild. And the Stealth Ray, which was it was a cooperative test jet. It was supposed to be the one. It was supposed to be the one that replaces the F-18, I believe. And this is the YF-23 Stealth Ray, made by Northrop and McDonnell Douglas, but it lost out to the Raptor. And here's the Ifrito, and this is a made-up jet, and the strongest one. But each one has its own strengths and stuff and speed. Tomcat is the fastest. And yeah, in the arcade, you were not able to pick your jet. If you chose Shin, you got the F-20 Tiger Shark. If you chose Mickey, you got the Tomcat. And if you chose Greg, you got the A-10. Where here in the Super Nintendo version, you can actually buy each one. Let's turn the page, and here we have this. It's called sub weapons. I kept calling them special weapon, but it says sub weapons. And here, let's talk about the first one. First one is a cluster. Cluster is an omnidirectional bullet that fires in all directions, jumps in a spiral, and explodes. The Phoenix, long-range semi-active radar guided air-to-air missile. I almost said missile. Missile? I don't know. Stealth aircraft. It doesn't chase after stealth aircraft. Here is the Falcon. And the Falcon is an infrared guided air-to-ground missile. It is effective in attacking distant ground targets. And here we have the Bullpup, a kind of parent-child. Well, it says oyako here. Oyako is a pretty interesting Japanese term. It just means parent and child, but more mother than parent. If you get food, there's something called oyakodon, which is like it's cooked chicken, and it's also served with an egg. So it's like it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad if you think about it. Like it's the mother and you're eating the mother and the child. Oyakodon. Don't forget that one. Here we have the Super Shell, and the Super Shell is a powerful energy bullet, and it penetrates and destroys enemies. Sorry, I forgot. Bullpup is it's, again, a kind of parent-child bomb that spreads and fires small bombs over a wide area. I don't remember if I finished it. Here we have the Thunder Laser. Thunder Laser. The powerful energy inside the small bomb is radiated in 3 directions at once. Bomb. A normal bomb that falls to the ground. It will explode if it hits an obstacle or if it hits a target. It says obstacle. Then we have the napalm. The napalm is a fuel-ignited bomb that burns a wide area on the ground. And the gun pod is a system that fires a Vulcan cannon 45 degrees forward. Here we have the sailing missile. And a missile launched directly above your ship. It is a set of 3 shots. And finally, the Mega Crush, the strongest all-out destruction weapon. That's what it says. That's how it was translated. It wipes out enemies and enemy bullets on the screen with the laser of a large missile. And here we have the enemy bosses. Well, not bosses, but enemy targets. Oh, they are bosses. And here we have the Gainful Multiple Rocket Launcher. It's a large rocket launcher vehicle deployed to defend the front base. It attacks with large rocket missiles and surface-to-ground missiles. I keep saying missile. I don't know. Stealth bomber. A strategic bomber designed to destroy enemy bases by entering without being seen by radar. Attack with bombs and explosive bombs. What's the difference? Well, I think the bomb is the one that has to hit you, where explosive bombs, that makes a charge and then you can get injured or take damage from the blast. And this is the Bambara Forest Fortress. This was a pretty cool design. I love this. Is my favorite one, I think, of all the bosses. And a huge fortress built in a forest area. There is a VTOL aircraft called Forger, which is a real ship. VTOL is vertical takeoff and landing. And it has a large energy turret. Or turrets, I should say. And here's the Farina ground aircraft carrier. A nuclear-powered aircraft carrier that can move in the desert. Equipped with heavy firepower weapons, it launches an onslaught. And we have some advice from Commander Saki. And he is saying to accurately judge the force distribution between ground and anti-aircraft of the attack target, and decide the fighter to sort out and the weapon to be equipped. So choose which fighter jet you're going to use and which sub-weapons to have an advantage. Just remember, the more sub-weapons you have, the more time it takes to select the attack power. So like it's saying that if you have too many things, then you might get a little confused and it's going to take long. And here we have Old Man McCoy. His advice is, if you have any weapons left, he'll buy them back at the selling price. And fighters have a performance limit, so be careful when buying sub-weapons. Or I don't know if it says sub-weapons or it says fighters have a performance at max level. So yeah, it's talking about the fighters, not the sub-weapons. All right, and here we have an ad for Final Fight. Cool. Dude, look how much these games were. 8,500 yen back in the day. That's crazy. Dude, can you imagine paying, what was that, $85 for one of these games? So we were lucky in the US to get them for like 60. So this was like kind of towards the end of the bubble in Japan, and the economy was just booming. That's why it was this price. Also, the games were made in Japan too, so that's why they're a little more expensive. And here we go. We have the what would you call it? Ground crew. That's an awesome shot for the back cover. I like that a lot. And that does it for Area 88. All right, everyone, take it easy. Take care. Stay healthy.